Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. Obviously, we'll be talking about the lovely Splatoon, but first, a quick movie comment. Not a full review because it's an old movie, but I did not see Valerian yet because I just haven't. I'm probably going to see it later today or during the week. But I did see Suicide Squad, and we didn't. My husband and I thought we needed to see it because we're both big comic fans and we see all the comic book movies, and we didn't want to spend money on it in the theater because it looked terrible. So we said, we'll catch it on Netflix or HBO or something, and it was on HBO, and I asked if we could just wait a little bit to see if it showed up in the on-demand in 3D. Because if I was going to have to sit through it, I wanted to at least have some cool 3D effects to distract me from how bad it probably was going to be. And oh my god, I'm so glad I did, because it was terrible. It was not good. But the 3D was excellent. On a positive note, that was the best thing about it, was the 3D effects. Because otherwise, it was a hot mess. They were trying so hard, bless them, but you could tell that they were trying too hard, and it was a little embarrassing. And I kept thinking, like, Harley Quinn kept making these wisecracks, and I was like, I think we're supposed to find her charming and endearing and, like, the breakout character of the movie, and isn't she hilarious? But all of her jokes were, like, not funny. Like, every wisecrack she made, I'm just like, it fell flat. And it was just predictable, and I was just like, what, ugh. And it was just, but like I said, at the time it came out, I don't know if I mentioned it on this podcast, but Suicide Squad, to me, is the perfect DC Cinematic Universe movie, because DC's films have been grim, dark, violent, and that works for Suicide Squad because they're villains. Villains can run around, and it can be dark, and, I mean, they could have turned on some lights. It was physically dark, which was annoying. But, like, they can run around killing people, and it's fine, because they're villains. As opposed to Batman and Superman, who really should not be killing people, because they're superheroes. So, Wonder Woman was a step in the right direction. We'll see what happens with the Justice League. There was a big trailer what came out of Comic-Con in San Diego, but I don't want to watch it because it's really long, and I like to go into movies with as few spoilers as possible, so if I could, like, avoid that, I'd like to go into Justice League as fresh as possible. Yeah, so don't see Suicide Squad if you haven't already, because it's not even worth sitting through on HBO, because it's 2 hours of your life you won't get back. Just saying. But on to gaming, Splatoon 2 was released on Friday, and super excited. I'm going to put it up here on display. Stay? Okay. And I picked it up, and I was very excited because on my train ride home, I got a seat, and so I said, you know what, and I pulled out my Switch, I put in Splatoon, and I started it up, and as I started the game, I was like, oh crap, what if I can't play because it requires an update before you can start playing? Thankfully, there was an update, which I could obviously not download while riding the train. I mean, I could download it in the subway. They have Wi-Fi in the subway stations, but whatever. I was very excited because it did let me start single player. And then when I got home, I wanted to play multiplayer, but you can't because you had to do the update. So once I got home, I downloaded the update. It didn't take long at all, thank goodness, and I was able to jump right into some multiplayer. And just like I said when I played the Splatfest demo, Splatoon 2 is amazing, because just like with Splatoon 1, it is a game, it's a genre that I don't normally enjoy, and a game I'm not particularly good at, but I still love playing it. And I don't know what kind of magical alchemy Nintendo has achieved with Splatoon, but I still enjoy it. Like, even when I'm losing match after match after match, although one time, last night, I did actually back out into the plaza and then jump back in because I was playing with people who were way too good, and they were always on the other team, and I was getting my ass kicked like 4 or 5 rounds in a row, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to back out and come back and see if I can get some different people. Because I will say that still the matchmaking is a little skewed, and like you'll see the players listing themselves as they're joining into the teams, and like you'll have like a level 2 and then a level 11, and I'm just like, maybe don't put a level 11 with a level 2. Although, to be fair, the levels don't really mean anything, because you can be, I can be level 11, and I'm still going to be me and not very good. I'll just have better gear. And you can be level 3 with a simple weapon and kick my ass because you're really good at shooters. But I just played enough so that I could get my first paint roller, and I was thrilled, because that's what I like to do, is run around and paint. The stages I've played so far, it's hard because I have to learn these new stages and the layouts and stuff, and one of them I was like, oh, I don't really care for this one, but I forget what it was called. But like I need to figure out how to get around so that I can paint while they're shooting each other, and I can just go off and paint in the background, and that's fun. But I'm getting the hang of it, and I did the first single player level, which is just like an introductory thing. I'm going to be curious, as I've said before, how much of the single player I actually play, because I did not play a lot of it in the first Splatoon. But here, I can't play multiplayer online when I'm on the train, so if I'm traveling, maybe I will play single player. I don't know. The multiplayer is obviously, it's still multiplayer, it's awesome. I did try Salmon Run, but only the first 2 tutorial levels that basically teach you what you're doing. I haven't actually tried to do it either myself with AI characters or in a group, because I think you can do it by yourself and like you'll have an AI partner, or you can do it with a bunch of randos. The only problem with that is I don't know, like with regular Splatoon, you just do your own thing and you don't need communication. With Salmon Run, I feel like you might want to have communication, but I don't know, we'll see. Because the communication is terrible. I did download that app, but I don't think that I will use it, because apparently it's just awful, and if your phone goes to sleep, it turns off, and you can't continue voice chatting. Like, the fact that you have to use your phone to voice chat with your friends while you're playing Splatoon is kind of ridiculous. It should just be in the game, but again, Nintendo's always a few steps behind the curve where online play is concerned. We should just be happy that we're getting online play. However, during the entire time I played Splatoon 1, I never really felt like I wanted to have online communication with these people. I didn't need to talk to them. I mean, here, the other day when I was playing it, on the first night, my friend Nelson was playing it, and I decided to join his group, and the first couple times we were on the opposite team, then we were on the same team. But like after I spotted him, like we were just messaging back and forth on our phones, like separately, not through the app, just to say, ah, you got me, you know. And I was like, haha, you know, that sort of thing. But I don't really feel like Splatoon needs communication. Also, most people, when you play online shooters, the few that I've played, they don't turn on their mics anyway, because it's awful. But I like Salmon Run. It seems like it's an interesting addition, something different from the regular Splatfests and stuff. And I also did try the rhythm game, but I only played like one song because like I couldn't figure out how to play it. Like the controls like were very confusing, and I'm just like, I need a manual. I actually need a manual, because like they list what the buttons do, and I'm just like, wait, what do I do? Okay, that's choose song, wait, start? Oh, okay, I get it. And I did eventually figure it out, but it's not intuitive at all. And I was like, holy crap. But I just think it's cute that there's a rhythm game in there, and I will totally play that. Like, that's something I'll totally, like, play on the train, because you can play that easily and not have to, like, aim and shoot. And I mean, obviously, with portable, I actually turn motion controls off for both, because it irks me that if you have motion control on, you literally have to use motion control to aim. I prefer the way they did it in Zelda, where you aim with the thumbstick, and then you can kind of tilt the tablet or your controller to kind of finesse it a little. But you can't actually, like, it turns off vertical movement. Like, on the camera control there, on your, you know. So that's like kind of annoying. So I would like to be able to aim with the thumbstick and then just use a little motion control. Maybe they'll add that in an update, I don't know. But I'm still enjoying it, like I said, even though I'm kind of terrible at it. I think I'm level like 5 now. It's slow going, because I keep losing, so you don't get as much experience when you lose. But still playing, still enjoying, and I'll try to have something else to talk about other than Splatoon next week. But I'm afraid this was first impressions. Now maybe next week I'll have like more solid impressions now that I've really dug in. Also, I'll have figured out, you know, I'll have played it more portably, so I'll have more to say on that and how does it work portably. So come back and see what I think. And maybe I'll have another topic too. Bye!